Lofi. It's been a long time since we've done one of these. Hope you guys are doing well. So, I plan on doing another one of these in like a week or two with my brother. And we're gonna eat. So if you wanna join us, you guys can bring a snack. So, cause the fast ends tomorrow night for me. So, I'm very excited to be off this fast. I'm grateful. Look, I'm telling you, I'm grateful for what I've learned on this fast, but I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done with the physical part. But I do plan, by the grace of God, to keep this momentum going. And I'm very excited about what's to come this year. I'm telling you, 2023 was great. I'll be honest, 2023 was the best year of my life. But it won't compare to what 2024 is going to be like. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's going to be so different, man. So, I urge you guys to stick around. It's gonna be great. So, I'm gonna get into some icebreaker questions, and as you guys jump in, you guys can tag along. Not too specific. Let's see if we can do. Alright, so we're gonna do some icebreakers and some would you rather questions like we always do, just to kind of spark up some deep conversation. And you guys can tag along as you guys feel like it. Just put your answers down in the comments below, right? So number 1, would you rather get free plane tickets or free accommodations for the rest of your life? Personally, for me, I'd rather get free accommodations because that means I get the hotel stuff, the food is taken care of, which in every respect usually is more than the plane ticket. I mean, the thing is, you could say, well, I get free business or first class tickets. It's like, yeah, but that's for like 3-4 hours usually on a plane versus you staying at a place for possibly a week, For me personally, I would rather just have the accommodations. So, number 2, would you rather spend a weekend in a tropical paradise or a snow haven? Tropical paradise. I love winter. I think winter's not even my favorite season. I used to love winter and I still do, but this winter has made me reconsider some things in my own life. So personally, I'd rather go to the tropical paradise because the thing is, I believe the weather would be nice as well. The weather would have to be nice. It couldn't be, if it's called paradise, it can't be hot. So we went to what's that place called? St. Thomas after high school, and it was great. It was a little too hot and very humid, which You have to expect that from those kinds of places. But I would rather be in St. Thomas than I would Alaska. You know, I'm like, here's the thing. I love, like I said, cold weather isn't that bad to me. But personally, after this winter, I'm probably done, and that's why my favorite season is fall, because fall is a perfect. You kind of get a good mix between the summer and the winter, in my personal opinion, especially where I live. I live on the East Coast, so especially in the South. So you get some days that are cool around 60, 50 degrees, but then you get those days where it's like 60, 70 degrees, and those are great. So personally, I'd rather be in a tropical paradise. Number 3, would you rather speak 10 languages or play 10 instruments? I'd rather speak 10 languages. I think playing 10 instruments it'd be great, but you're still limited in how far you can reach. But if I could speak 10 languages, dude, I'd have like 10 different channels. I could speak. Let me see if I can name 10 languages. Can I even name 10 languages? Okay. So does English count? Well, it didn't say besides English. So English, German, Spanish, Greek. Wait, Greek? Yeah, Greek. I don't know why my brain really said Greek. Italian, Russian, Japanese, Chinese, Korean would be cool. And then I need one more. I could do Portuguese. Portuguese? Yeah, Portuguese. So that's 10 languages right there. And you're covering the major. Oh, I forgot French. All right, let me see what the top languages are, because I don't even know what that is. The top languages in the world. Let's find out real quick. The top 10 languages in the world. Which I might get humbled here real quick. Chinese, I knew that one. Spanish, yeah. English, yeah. Arabic, oh yeah, Arabic. That would be pretty valuable, especially if you're like studying the Word of God and stuff. You would need like something to help you understand certain not understand that, because it's not really written in Arabic, but like it might help you understand customs of the time as well. You can do Hindi. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Portuguese, yeah, we talked about that one. Russian. Okay, so Russian's up there. Japanese, and then Landi. Where's that at? Hold on. So German used to be in the top 10, but it got knocked down. Let me see. Let me look up what that is real quick, because I'm sorry, I'm uncultured. Punjab and Pakistan. Okay. So I'm sure that's very much different. So English has the most speakers though. Mandarin Chinese has the second most. Hindi, then Spanish, then Standard Arabic, French, Bengali. So those are the top 10 languages by native speakers, but by total speakers, the top 5 are English, Mandarin, Hindi, Spanish, and Arabic. Then French, which, Bengali. Let me see. Russian, Portuguese, Urdu. Indo-Aryan, South Asia. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So, I mean, I learned all my languages off the back of a cereal box. So, it's my fault. Okay, so number 4. Would you rather always be 2 hours late, or 2 hours early, or 20 minutes late? 2 hours early. Look. I have done it before, and I'm not saying it proudly or pridefully. I hate being late. I would rather be 2 hours early than be 20 minutes late. I don't like, I despise it. I hate having to call my boss and be like, hey, I can't come in till this time, which happens rarely, mind you. But when it does happen, like if something happened, like I had to find my keys one time for work, and that thing irritated me. I was irritated. So personally, I'd rather just be 2 hours early. I'm sure I'll find something to do. Maybe they'll let me clock in early, make that extra money. Ching ching. You know what I'm saying? So hey, we're good. Number 5. Would you rather sail or van life around the world? Sail or van life? You can't van life around the world. Well, no. Well, sail though? Be on a boat for like my whole life? Nah, bro. I don't know if I could do that, to be honest with you. But I don't want a van life. Like, what kind of van we talking? Like, are we talking about like okay. Let's find out what RV actually stands for. That might be valuable information. Recreational vehicle. Dang, I was hoping it was gonna say van. Alright, well, I don't know. I probably, just because of the possibility of ocean danger, I'd rather be in a van traveling across. Just my personal opinion. I'm really trying to see the bright side. Even though I've been on a few cruises before. Cruises do not seem that fun if you do them for a living. Being constantly out at sea, and before anybody asks, the reason my hair looks like this is because last time my hair got cut, I think the guy cut too deep or something like that. So, and then also because the way my hair grows, part of it goes like that and the other hair goes like, so it's kind of like what they call a cowlick. So it's like any way you try to cut it, you're really cutting against the grain, so it just kind of looks like that. Even when I brush it, it just kind of looks weird. So, but also, I could be going bald. I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually. What's up, Des Rocky? Welcome in. Good to see you, brother. I'm doing good. How about you? The next one, number 6. Would you rather be able to control time or fly? Time, especially now, because I'm at the end of this thing, and I really want to be done with it. I really want to eat right now. But I will, eventually, I will. I have about, let me see, 8 hours. Are you kidding me? I have 20 hours left before I can eat. 20 hours. I could not imagine waking up. Well, I said that before, to be honest, and now that I'm saying it again, I don't know how I would feel if I woke up and found out I was only on day 2 of this thing. I'd probably I feel like I'd be frustrated, but I feel like, I don't know, I guess I just had a mind shift change, Doing good. Isn't it amazing how big the universe is? The creator is unimaginable. Amen. He truly is. Gotta love him. But yeah, I'd rather be able to control time. I feel like flying would be cool, but the problem with flying is you have to have the necessary clothing on to handle that. See, notice how every superhero ever, whenever they flew or ran at top speeds, their clothes were able to handle it because of the material they were using. We don't even have, we have material that can handle that, I think. Do we? What are your thoughts on the world and the world issues, conflicts happening today? Jesus wouldn't want this for us. Well, he doesn't want it for us, but that's why this stuff has to happen. Because what's going to happen is he's going to save his children, and then he's going to let the wicked do whatever they want to do for a short time, gather them all up and burn this place to the ground and rebuild it, recreate it. According to Revelation. So, and Daniel and Ezekiel, all that stuff. So it's all good, bro. We're just letting it play out, and then we do our part to pray and get souls saved. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I see. Christ is gonna come and save his church, and then, hey, we're donezo. It's gonna be great when he rebuilds this place. The new Jerusalem, the new earth, the new heaven. Very excited about it. Even talking about it, I feel 100% better. Even though there was nothing wrong with me in the first place. I'm just saying that because I genuinely feel better about it. So, would you rather read the end of every book or always forget the story's ending? Read the end of every book or know the story, never remember the story's ending. Or they all destined for violence? Who? Everybody? No. The Bible's clear. It'll be there will be, Christ will rule and reign on earth. He does say that he will rule with an iron fist. So an iron rod, not fist. Lord help me. Forgive me. Lord, yeah, it's going to be an iron rod, which means that there will be discipline. There will be things that have to be taught, because some of the people that'll be on earth will be from people who survived the tribulation, and they're still in flesh bodies. So they're going to have to learn, and God's going to help. God is going to use us to teach them how to rule. So that's how that'll play out. Amen. Oh, but for the end of every book or forget the story's ending. I mean, I'd rather just know the end of every book. Read the end of every book. It says the ending, so I just have to read the last word. That's it. I win. I win. Number 8, would you rather be a whale or a lion? Who the heck wants to be a whale? I don't be no whale. I'd rather be a lion. I'm at I would say the top of the food chain. Possibly a snake could beat me, but even then, I got me and my group together. We gon' jump that little bro. You know what I'm saying? We gon' win. So, I'd rather just be a lion. Lions got it easy. Does the book of Revelation predict these conflicts? Yes, sir. The book of Revelation, the book of Daniel, the Gospels do to some extent, because Jesus does talk about it. A lot of Paul's letters do. It's kind of, sprinkled throughout the Bible, Ezekiel does. Some focus more on after the whole thing, but some also focus on the whole thing as a whole, at a grand scale thing. Some focus on what's going to happen in the tribulation, what's going to happen before the tribulation, right before. But you just have to, what does Jesus want? Does he want the whole Middle East Christian? He wants the whole world to be saved, but the reality is some people won't be saved. It's not because he doesn't want them saved, but even after you preach to them, they have a choice to make, and some will reject him. There will be people who will reject Christ in the millennium, in the new kingdom, and they're seeing Jesus face to face. Not even just his human, they're going to see him in his full glory, and they're still going to reject him. That shows you how sinful mankind can really be. Number 9, would you rather have every traffic light turn green or always have the best parking spot? I would rather have, wouldn't that cause a lot of conflicts though? No. Because he'll be the king. So anybody that rejects him, obviously there's another judgment coming after that. So there will be a reign for 1,000 years, and then anybody that rejects him after that 1,000 years will be dealt with. and then we enter into eternity. And then eternity will actually start, and it will just be God and then all of his believers, God and all the people that love him. Do Jews and Muslims think he's king? No, they don't. Muslims preach about Jesus, but they preach a different Jesus. They preach a Jesus who didn't die on the cross. They preach a Jesus who didn't really preach the gospel, who wasn't the Son of God, who wasn't God in the flesh. They preach a God, or they preach a Christ that was just a regular man, but he just was divinely inspired, you know. So they preach a different gospel, so to speak, which is what Paul says. Anybody who preaches a different gospel is cursed. He says any angel or any person that brings another gospel to you is cursed. Do Jews believe him? No, they're the ones that wanted him killed. There are some Jews, though, called Messianic Jews, who actually do believe that Christ is God, and they believe in him. They worship him just like Christians do. But if you're talking about like regular like Jews, like, no, most of them don't. Some of them will. The ones who came from Isaac will. But you have some people who didn't come from Isaac. You have some people who came from Ishmael, who came from, Isaac's other brothers. What's your thoughts on Eastern Orthodox? I don't know much about it. I haven't really studied it much. And because I'm not I'm not an Eastern Orthodox Christian, Number 10, would you rather have, okay, first of all, let me answer this number 9. Would you rather have every traffic light turn green or always have the best parking spot? I'd rather just have the lights turn green, because parking spots to me mean nothing. I could park in the back and I'd be fine. I walk fast. Isn't it the same? What is what the same? So yeah, I'd rather just have a great parking spot. I'd rather just have every light turn green. That will help me not to be late. Number 10, would you rather have slow internet or always forget your passwords? I hate either one of those things. And when we say slow internet, are we talking about like home internet slow or like Pentagon internet slow? I wonder how much internet they get anyway. I want to see that real quick. Hold on. That's it. Nah, bro, that's bull. Hold on. NASA. How fast is internet in NASA? 91 gigs per second. Oh my gosh. Would you rather, or what does the Bible say about the Roman Empire? If I remember correctly, it did predict their fall. Let's find out. I don't want to act like I know everything. There's not much about it. People do regard it as like the birthing place of the gospel. Well, not the gospel message, but Christianity, the spread of Christianity. So it's just like, I'm sure if I did a deeper study on it, I'd find something, but I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about it like that. I'm not gonna lie, these songs have not been bangers today. They've been kind of boring. All right, we're gonna do some more icebreakers. What is your biggest regret? Do I have a biggest regret? I can thankfully say that even though I've had my fair share of things I wish I had done differently or better, I don't see them as regrets, because to me, like, God is so much bigger than that. And I was listening to my boy Alonzo, and he was saying, like, basically, as long as you don't die in sin, you have every chance in the world to come back, make a comeback with God. As long as you don't die in your sin. And for some reason it made me kind of sad though, because I was thinking like, dang, to die in my sin? I'm good, bro. I'd rather just clean it up, bro. I'd rather just be done with that joke. You know what I mean? So, what would you call your most significant achievement? My most significant achievement? Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I can't even come up with one. Like, there have been so many good things that have happened last year. And I really, like, it's not that I don't take, credit. It's not about me, like, I don't think I'm incompetent. I don't know. I've never thought about my life like that. Like, what would be the most important thing I've ever done in my life? I mean, my most significant achievement, things I've achieved, I don't know what things I've achieved. Because I can't say, when I became a Christian, that's my best achievement. It's like, but God saved me, and I mean, I believed what he said, I believed the word, but even then it's his word, like, and I'm not taking away from the ability God has given me, but even then, God gave it to me. And I don't say that like I'm so bad, I'm horrible. By his grace, I'm able to do that stuff. By his grace, I'm able to preach 5 times a week at night on an empty stomach. And I'm not saying that to be like I've made it and I'm all great and grand and all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying it's because of him. Everything I'm able to do that's good, that has some sort of eternal value, comes from him. I don't feel like I can take real credit for anything, and it's only going to get more like that. The more he continues to prune me and grow me and prosper me, the more I'll be able to be like, I don't even know what's going on at this point. Oh my gosh, somebody got saved at this thing, and people are just watching. Hey, that's God. God brought the increase. I'm thankful for where he put me, but I know it's him. So I don't really have a big achievement like that. Number 3, when in life have you felt most alone? When in life have I felt most alone? Probably high school, but yeah, probably high school. And that was just more because I wasn't as confident as I am now, which I'm confident because of the God in me. And he showed me who I really am, and the things I like. He's making me more into who he's called me to be. But not just that, also just because he's teaching me how to be myself, how to enjoy my own personality. It's not about being comfortable in my own skin, because I already know that this skin gonna die, but it's just being comfortable with the soul he gave me, enjoying how I think, and then being able to take how I think and read the word of God and process it to be able to, like, how do I say this, like, still think the same way I do, but think what he's thinking, if that makes sense. So it's like, the teacher may show you 2 + 2 = 4, and she's gonna give you this whole formula on how to get to that answer. I may have a different way of doing it, but I'm still gonna come out to the same conclusion. You see what I'm saying? And it's all word based. So me and my dad may have a discussion about something, and we both come to the same conclusion about the Bible, but we're still coming to the same idea that blah blah blah. And that's why I like about the Christian faith is, like, I'm able to come from a whole different background from guy over here, and we still come to the conclusion that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. We both use our own intellect, we both use our own experiences, and we still come to the conclusion that Jesus Christ is Lord. Now here's the thing. We don't deny what happened to us, but we don't let that kind of dictate us. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I feel like that's when whatever my answer was to whatever question. Yeah, I just thought differently though. So he's teaching me how to be more confident in myself. And part of it is natural. A lot of things we're just like, Lord, make me feel confident. And then we smell like butt. And then when we walk around here dressed like, we work at a sardine factory, and we wonder why we're not confident, because you're not dressed the best way. You're not putting out your best. I went to church like this, and I'm not saying it like I'm great and everything, but I felt good in these clothes. I felt good. My mom got me this sweater. I bought the shirt. I thought it was a good combination. By the way, they're flamingos. I love flamingos. Not really. I like the flamingo print. I love print. If you must know, I love print. Print is my thing. I stick with print all the time. Right? I stick with print all the time. All right. What is my earliest memory? I don't know what my earliest memory is, because I have so many early memories, but I don't know what order they come in. I don't know what time they show up at or anything, bro. I would probably say the earliest thing I can remember, if this is even earlier than the other stuff. I remember one time, so our bed was in this like really like nook and cranny kind of place. It wasn't like uncomfortable. It was just like a place where the bed was supposed to go. And I remember that I could fit in between the wall and the bed. So I slid in between the wall and the bed, and I couldn't move. And I got so scared. So I started going, and I started crying a little bit, or wailing and screaming. And my mom comes and gets me, and she pulls me out. And for some reason, I always hold that memory kind of fond, like my mom came and saved me when I felt like I was stuck, It's always a weird memory, but that's how I hold that memory close to my heart for some reason. I was watching TV and I just was like, I'll try it. It was scary though. I remember like feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm never getting out of here. Which is weird, because it's not like my parents were gonna be like, oh, that's tough, get out. My mom, they were gonna come and help me. But as a kid, you're not really thinking long term. You're thinking about like right now, It's a great memory. What is one of the people you most admire and why? One of the people I most admire and why? Besides Jesus, because I could say Jesus and be like, yeah, well, I want to be like Christ. It's like everybody knows you want to be like Christ, but like, what is the most fond memory I ever had, bro? The most fond memory I've ever had. I said fond memory, right? Not fond memory. The person I'm most fond of. Sorry, my brain was like, pfft. So the person I'm most fond of, I would have to say there's this preacher named Jonathan Shuttlesworth. Now look, I appreciate everybody that's ever been in my life and made an impact. Not even joking. Seriously, I'm not just saying that to like, and I'm not saying this next part to, negate what I just said. Honestly, Jonathan Shuttlesworth has been probably the greatest influence on my life as a Christian, like ever. I've never heard the word explained like by somebody like him before. And I love my leaders, what I'm saying? I'm not saying that against them either. This guy right here has expanded my way of thinking. He's made what seemed so ethereal and made it practical, and I greatly appreciate that. He showed me what it's like to really enjoy the calling of God on your life. And he's not just saying that, like he's walking proof of it. And I greatly appreciate that about him. And I really look forward to meeting him this year. I've been following him since 2020. Wow, 2020. So about 3.5 years, and I haven't met him yet. But I'm believing that this year will be different. Not because I'm like lazy and I didn't want to do it. It's just because at the time, the finances were not there to do it. But I feel like I'm coming into my own stuff right here, and it's going to be great. It's going to be grandiose. You feel me? If you could pick a decade to visit on a time machine, what would it be? I could pick a decade to visit on a time machine. Personally, I feel like I would pick either people are like, well, what about, make sure you pick a time appropriate for your skin tone. I'm not even thinking about that. If I really had to choose, personally, I would go to like either the 60s, the 80s, or now, or the 90s. The 60s would look, I just love the aesthetic of the 60s. Like, you look at the old diners that they used to have. I love it. I love the jukeboxes that they used to have. The 70s were all right to me. I didn't really like the groovy look, to be honest with you. I wasn't into the bell bottoms either. It just kind of looked kind of goofy to me. I liked the 80s because it was kind of the era of like, it's when you had a lot of good movies come out. That's when you had a lot of good TV shows. I mean, like, some of the best TV shows that came out were The Cosby Show, Golden Girls. One of the best movies was Back to the Future 1. I don't know when the second one came out, so don't judge me. You just had a lot of good stuff going on in the media world. Obviously, I'm sure you had stuff going on that wasn't good, and I'm not saying anything against that, but it wasn't it wasn't a bad time. The 90s, in terms of, I would say, the environment for young people was pretty cool. It looked pretty cool. I mean, I didn't like a lot of the gang rap going on, the gang violence. I feel like that's when it peaked a lot, and I feel like that's when a lot of the world lost a lot of its respect. So that's why I chose that one last, because it's just like, you could start to see the decline of America in the late 90s to early 2000s, you know. But definitely 60s and 80s, that joint, it just seemed like a whole different time. And I'm sure Big Macs were a lot cheaper then. A lot cheaper. Say amen. I don't even eat Big Macs, but I'll tell you what I do eat. If you ever go to McDonald's, get that double quarter pounder with cheese. People say with bacon. Look, I've had the one with bacon. It adds an unnecessary saltiness, and I love bacon. Look, I love me some bacon. But there's nothing like just a regular double cheeseburger. Now, what's the difference between that and the McDouble? The McDouble has the patties from the regular burger, but the double quarter pounder, I didn't know this till yesterday, they make their stuff to order, so you can't get it. Well, yeah, you won't get an old one usually. I don't know, maybe it depends on them. But the one I went to, every time I've had a double quarter pounder, that joint has been slap. So there's that. Slap. What is your favorite story about your parent? I don't really have. I mean, I have that one I told you guys about. That's my mom. For my dad, the best memory I have of my dad, I don't know. I mean, I feel like right now, me and my dad are in this place right now where, like, our relationship is peak right now, bro. Like, we're making memories like almost every day, you know, just talking to him. Every conversation has been, I would say, and I hate to use this word, but delightful, bro. They've been straight up delightful. They ain't been nothing, no beef, nothing. I don't like, and we're learning each other all over again. So I'm in that place where I'm like, yo, I'm just enjoying my dad. You know, I enjoy my mom. I've had my memories with my mom. Me and my mom still make memories. You know, I live with my dad though, so I can make my memories with my dad more often. You know what I mean? What year would you like to do all over again? What year would I like to do all over again? I would probably like to do last year. I would like to see what differences could I do and make it better, which I know there's a lot of things I would do differently, knowing what I know now. And that's assuming that they let you do that, you know what I mean? Do you get along with your siblings? Yes, I 100% get along with my siblings. I mean, I have like discussions with them, but we're in a place right now where we're just kind of learning from each other, different things, you know. And I have, well, that's for me and my older siblings. So I have my brother. You guys have met. That's Jordan. Yeah, he's my older brother. He's almost a year older than me. And then there's my younger sister, her name is Layla. She's 15, about to be 16 in like, wow, 2 weeks. Lord, thank God. She's gonna be 16. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. It's crazy for real. And then I have two younger brothers, Matthew and Steven, and they are about to be 5, which is actually pretty cool. They're born 18 years apart from me. They're born 18 years apart from me, and we're born on the same day, so to the date. And what's all funny is we're all born the same hour as well. So that's another cool thing that happened. And they're not the same. We don't have the same mom, so it's another thing. And it's not like, I'm not saying that to be like my dad did something. I'm just saying remarried, you know, that sort of thing. Have you ever considered a different career from what? Preaching? No. Maybe, well, before I was preaching, yeah, I wanted to be a straight up YouTuber. I wanted to be the next PewDiePie. And I was working my way up to it. But then I, you know, just decided to follow the call of God in my life. And that turned out way better for me than anything I could ever imagine. So, hey. What was your first boss like? Clueless. This is not at the job I work now, just letting you know. I worked at a grocery store. More preferably, more, what's the word? I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Not more detailed, but more specifically, a wholesale club. But the boss would just, I was the cart pusher, and the boss would just leave carts all over the parking lot whenever she was about to leave. So then I'd be like, bro, like, and she would like push them like far in the back, so I'd have to go out in the back at night. And it would be so, one of the weirdest things was always, for some reason, this was always a weird thing to me, was always finding like old carts from like the old model carts they used to have. For some reason, I was just kind of like, wow, I feel like I'm in a time machine right now. I mean, the carts were ugly. I'm like, how do people carry anything in these? But, you know. I do miss the job low key though. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I miss it like in terms of, I liked the physical activity. And I like challenging myself, because we used to have like these challenges between me and the other cart guys who could push the most carts. So I would push like, the record was like 27 carts at a time without the machine, because I hated, that machine was bogus, dude. I probably would use it now just because I'm smarter with it. But the thing is, when I had that, I would put, my highest record was 24 carts at a time. And I felt good. Now these weren't some regular old carts, mind you. These were some like hefty carts. So at 19, I was pushing carts. I work as a host now. Would I go back to that? Possibly. But I was making more money here now than I was back then. And that's also because minimum wage has increased. So, but yeah, my first boss was Clueless. Who is the first person you go to when you need comfort? God. And I'm not saying that like, I go to him in prayer, but at the same time, I go to him through people. What I mean by that is, I don't go to everybody to get advice. I really don't. Now, if that's one thing I could teach anybody, you don't go to everybody when you need advice. There are some people that walk in a certain level of wisdom that if you talk to them, you know you're hearing from God. One of those guys for me is Jaden. You guys know Jaden. He used to be on the channels for a short time. But Jaden is one of those people that I know every time I talk to him, I'm going to hear something biblically sound. My dad is one of those people. And it's like, you know, when you go to them, they're going to give you some good wisdom. You know. There are some other people, but I can't really think of them right now. But yeah, so it's like when they say, who do you go to for comfort? It's not that I wouldn't go to, I go to God in prayer. Yes, I do. But I go to the God in people, because God works through people. So if you go to them, it's good to have, the Bible says that there's wisdom in the multitude of counsel. So that means you have 3 or 4 people that you know you can trust. You go to them. And if they're all hearing from God, they're going to say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to say contradictory stuff, because then you're going to be like, what? You know, so like my friend helped me with some relationship stuff, which I wasn't dating, but there was some stuff going on. Some stuff going on, and my friend gave me some advice, and everything played out exactly like he said. And I was like, found my dude, found my mans, so it was all good. It was all good. What do you hope your descendants know about me? Know about me? I mean, I don't know. I never thought about it like that. My descendants, what would I want them to know about me? That I loved the Lord and I was submitted to him. I was submissive to God. I guess that's because if I can give you that, then you'll be like, who's this? If by then the family tree has fallen away from God, God forbid, and that's assuming the rapture hasn't happened yet, then, they'll be able to learn some things. You know what I'm saying? You're like, who's this God he's talking about? What is your favorite quote? Favorite quote? Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you respond. I don't know who came up with it, but that quote right there has changed my life. I don't think about it every day, but it's just kind of become ingrained in my spirit that I just think about it like, man, I could respond the wrong way and make this even worse. You know what I mean? So I could let people get under my skin, or I could decide, I really need to really think, what am I going to do now so that I don't let this get blown out of proportion? You know what I'm saying? So that's my favorite quote. I'm going to say it one more time. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you respond. That right there, when I first heard it, I thought, this guy is nuts. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And then I was like, oh, he does know what he's talking about. And it wasn't because I disagreed with him. It was just because at the time it just didn't click with me. So, Have you ever considered writing oh, no, wrong one. What was the best year of your life, 2023? So far. This one's starting off pretty darn good too. Have you ever considered writing a book? 100%. I'm actually looking at how to turn one of my sermons into a book. When I say my sermon, I hate saying that because it sounds so pretentious, but I'm actually thinking about turning one of my sermons into a book. What's your hidden talent? A hidden talent? I mean, I think I use pretty much all my talents in public. Like, when I say my talents, I mean like my videos. It's just my videos, you know what I mean? I don't have a hidden talent. I don't think so. I mean, I can kind of beatbox. I would like to believe I'm not that bad at it, but I'm not like blah, 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 blah. You know how the people be doing like crazy stuff, but another talent I have that I haven't told anybody about. Oh, I mean, I would like to say I'm pretty bomb at Mario Kart. The only reason I lose, and I'll say this honestly, the only reason I lose in Mario Kart is because I take very, very risky plays and strats and stuff, and I end up like paying for it. So I'll say that much. I don't have another hidden talent, I don't think. Like I said, my talents have been making videos. To be honest with you, the only thing I've done since I was 13 was make videos. That's the only thing I've done consistently through my life, is that. What's something most people don't know about you? I got nothing. Not that I'm like out here just telling people every part of my business, but I just don't have anything I feel is a secret that people don't have to know, If you ask me, I'll tell you, but most people just don't ask me, which is fine. I don't really, what's something most people don't know? Maybe I can figure something out. I'm trying to look around my room for ideas because I really don't know. Yeah, I have nothing. What is the longest project you have ever worked on? Longest project? Oh, like we talking about okay, let's just talk about school project. Nah, actually, let's skip that. Let's just go right into this stuff I'm doing now. The The longest project I've ever worked on. I don't think I've worked on something more than a week. Because not that I haven't never done anything. I've had stuff planned out that didn't work out. But that was back when I was doing YouTube videos, like with friends and stuff. But I've never had something that took me longer than a week, because I'm just the kind of person, like, if I have this idea, why are we like, we'll release it in January, and it's like November? I'm like, bro, if we grind, we could get it done by December 1st. You know what I'm saying? I'm just that kind of guy. Like, I'd rather just get it done. Especially if it's something I really care about. Like, if I know it's gonna be good, I don't want to wait. First off, I don't have a household name to the point where people are sitting at their house waiting for me to release sensitive information. Nobody's thinking about me like that. So I don't see, like, I need to release a trailer. For what? Nobody knows we exist. I've never been that kind of guy. I love trailers. I'm like, release it after you've released like 3 or 4 videos, 5 videos, 6, 7 videos, 10 videos, you know, have a base first. That way, when people see the trailer, they have something to watch. Because if they just watch your trailer and then nothing's out, then it's just gonna be a wasted video, in my opinion. So make 10 videos, which is actually the funny thing is, that's the opposite of Hollywood, because the Hollywood wants you to create the trailer after you've recorded the scenes, but you haven't edited anything yet, or you haven't done a lot. You've done like some posts, but you haven't done all the posts yet. But that's because you're doing a movie. You're not really doing a show or a continuous project like YouTube channels are. You know what I'm saying? Tell me your most embarrassing work story. Thankfully, by the grace of God, I haven't had one, and I don't plan on having one. I just plan on chilling. You know, I stay in my corner, I do my job, and I go home. And I have connections with people. I'm not saying that much, but I don't get involved in other people's junk. I really don't. I don't get involved in their crap. They ask me for advice, I'll give it to them out of the word of God, and then I move on. I repented of that, you know, being a two-faced person. I don't want to be two-faced. I do my part and I go home. You know. What's the best advice you'd give someone in their first job? Everything I just told you. Just go do your job, go home. Don't try to force connections to happen. If people are open to you, it'll just work out. You'll feel like, okay, I feel like I can connect with this person. And also be led by the Spirit and everything. When I say be led, I mean like literally let the Holy Spirit guide you in what you're supposed to do. That means you have to be praying and reading the word often. Read every day, day and night, like the Bible says. And I'll be honest, I need to start. I'll be honest, like when it came to reading the word every night and every day, I don't know if I've ever like been like, all right, I'm gonna designate 20 minutes to read this Bible. I've just been the kind of person where I'll be like, I wonder what this means in the Greek, and I'll go and I'll look it up, and then I end up going down a rabbit hole, which in my opinion kind of feels a little bit better, because it's like it's more natural versus you just sitting down. Okay, I'm at my desk, let me sit here and look up the Greek word for healing. Like I don't think like that. You just have to do what you gotta do. I don't know, I'm trying to make it sound like I'm smarter than I sound right now. Anyway, what is a non-negotiable in your daily routine? Showering and brushing your teeth. Please do that. Hygiene. That's number one. Look, hygiene. Look, I know people say prayer. Yes, that's a given. But I'm talking about your routine where like you're about to go out in public and you smell like goat cheese and garlic. Like that right there, to me, you look, pray all you want to. God, look, I remember one time, actually, I was praying one time and the Lord was like, go help your brother do the dishes. I was like, all right, bet. And that was it. And the funny thing was, I felt the anointing on the dishes. I'm not joking with you. So I'm just saying, God will tell you, wash your backside. Bro, your teeth got more plaque than a Hall of Fame. Didn't we do this one? Yeah, they like relisted some of these questions. What sandwich best represents the layers of your life? Corned beef. What that joint? Reuben. I'm just playing. Reuben, man. Okay. We talking about sandwiches. They're my top 3 sandwiches. Here's my top 3 sandwiches. And I'm talking about sandwiches. I'm not talking about burgers. I'm talking about like deli and stuff. My top 3 sandwiches are: number 3, the Reuben. Number 2, peanut butter and jelly, which isn't deli, but you know. And number 1, a grilled cheese sandwich. Boy, you gon'. And look, I love me an egg sandwich. Egg sandwich is bomb. Egg sandwiches are bomb. But my top 3 has to be those: the corned beef, the Reuben, the garlic, the peanut butter and jelly, and then the grilled cheese. If you can get those 3 to me, bro, you and me will be best friends for life. No matter what you've done, you could be, well, you know, anyway, I'd rather just stop right there before I say something stupid. So yeah, but what represents my life? The best sandwich that represents my life, I guess it would have to be the peanut butter and jelly. This is what I grew up on. I probably ate more peanut butter and jellies than anything else in my life. Just because they're very easy to make, you know. I do like a good salami sandwich though. That is a crazy question. Has there been a movie that touched you so profoundly you cried? Has there ever been a movie that touched me so profoundly I cried? No. I've watched videos and stuff that have made me cry. I've watched maybe like a TV scene that made me cry. Man, teared me up, but I've never had a scene that was just, I never had a movie where I was just like yeah. No, I never had that before. Let me see. What is your favorite thing to do in your free time? Monsters Inc. That is a pretty sad, well, it's a good movie, but it is kind of heart-wrenching when you think about it, you know? What is your favorite thing to do in your free time, though? My favorite thing to do in my free time? I don't really know if I have like a set thing I like to do. I just like to relax with my family, by myself sometimes, you know. I like hanging out with my friends, which I don't do often because, you know, like I said, my friends are very select few and they don't live around here. So it's like, I do have buddies that I know from work or whatever, and I go hang out with them sometimes, but it's not a regular occurrence, although I probably should. It'd be a good way to minister to them. But anyway, what is the strangest hobby you've ever had? I'll let you guys in on something. I like to daydream. Sometimes it's a bit weird and awkward. I like to daydream a lot. I'm very particular about my daydreams though. Like, I have a whole storyline going on in my head, which I've read about that. They said it's called maladaptive. I mean, I don't see it in a bad way. I think I could be you know, I don't want to sound like I'm like an addict. Like, it's not, I could quit anytime I wanted to. I could if I wanted to. Like, see, now I sound like an addict, but the reality is, like, I have done it before. But I can control it. Like, I can control where I'm at. Like, I don't be like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about something. No, I control my own thoughts, but it's just like, I don't know. I have a very vivid imagination, which I'm thankful for. I'm not upset, but, Have you ever lost a relationship because of a hobby? I've never had a relationship. If we're talking about dating, if we're talking about friends, I don't know most of my friends have been pretty supportive of me doing YouTube videos. But a lot of the friends I had during that time, I have no idea where they're at now. I don't talk to them, not because I've cut them off, just because we've grown apart. And it's not because like we purposely just like decided I'm gonna do other things. It's just you end up finding new people you want to associate with, and that's what happens, Who influenced your interest in your hobby? So YouTube videos. That was my friend back in 8th grade. Yeah, I knew him since 2nd grade, but we were really close in 2nd and 3rd grade. Then I left. I moved to another school. I met him back again in middle school, and we were really close again for a little bit. And then I did something stupid. It wasn't like evil. Well, in the eyes of God, it'd be evil. Yeah, but I repented of it. But they didn't let go of it, which I don't blame them. But they did some really goofy stuff to me as well later down the road. Because it was one time this guy invited me to this group chat, and it was just like them roasting me and having pictures of me in the group chat, which was, if you look at it in retrospect, you're real goofy for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not mad at him. I'm saying in general, you have to be really goofy to have pictures. I mean, it's dudes roasting another dude, and you have pictures of me in your group chat. I'm like, kind of gay, but I'm not upset. Who's my favorite writer? Paul. I mean, if you're talking about like writers of just regular books, probably Kenneth Hagin. I read a whole book of his in like 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks, like 5 days, because it was that good. So if you ever want to look up a book, or you want to look up books that will help you grow spiritually, Kenneth Hagin is the way to go. I've already read that one. If you could win a gold medal in any sport, what would it be? Basketball. If I knew how to play basketball. Boy. I love basketball. I'm just not good at it. I'm not like horrendous, but I'm like a C- in basketball. If we were doing overall, my overall would be like a 65 or something. 65, 70. Just being honest with you. Do you have any family members that are notable in their hobbies? My dad, he's known around the area. Well, when I say area, I mean like the Hampton Roads area for graphic design and all that kind of stuff. Did you ever collect stamps as a child? No, that's weird. I'm just Tell me about a significant moment you had on stage. On stage, probably the first time I preached. That was amazing. It hooked me. And it wasn't because people had to hear what I had to say, which, that's part of being a preacher, is people listen to what you have to say. But it also just kind of like, I knew where I belonged in that moment, What are some of your unique talents? What are some of my unique talents? Like I said, don't have much. Are you an artist, a singer, comedian, or an athlete? I would like to believe I was a comedian to some extent. I have thought about pursuing a career in that. I wouldn't do it now because I'm, busy preaching, but I feel like comedians and preachers kind of have a similar road in life because they both have to like kind of make their own way. I mean, obviously the preacher is led by God, but at the same time, it's just kind of like you still have to like go an unorthodox route in order to be successful by world standards, How far back can you trace your family history? Adam. That was funny. What musical instrument do you play or wish you did? I wish I knew how to play the drums, which I don't know if I can play the drums. I always do like, I do like the air drum like every time. And I've visualized where the drums are in my head, but I've never actually pursued it. What tips would you give to someone learning a hobby? Get immersed in it. If you know you're supposed to be doing it, get immersed in it. Has there ever been a time you ever thought about quitting? When I was doing regular YouTube videos, yeah. Not when I was doing Destiny Youth. I've never had that. You'll have a time when you feel like it. No, I won't, because I already know I have a calling from God. You know, I don't think about it like that. Have you ever been injured doing your hobby? No, I think my throat's gotten a little dry, but that was it. Who is the GOAT of my hobby, and what would you ask them if you had the opportunity? The GOAT of preaching. The GOAT of preaching. That's very subjective, though. The GOAT of preaching. If we're talking about like, well, that means of all time. You have to go with Jesus or Paul, you know, realistically. But if I'm talking about like in my generation, the best preacher of my generation is Jonathan Shuttlesworth. 100%. And somebody may be like, who the heck is that? You know? So, I mean, like I said, this is one of those subjective things. It all depends on who you've been exposed to as well. What's the funniest thing that happened while preaching? The funniest thing that happened while I was preaching? I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a funny one. Like I mean, I have fun, but I don't know if I've ever had a funny moment. Like, ha ha ha! I'll pull out the camera. This is hilarious. Like, nah. But anyway, I'm gonna head out now. It was fun. I'll be back next week, probably 2 weeks from now, maybe, with my brother. It'd be like probably a Friday night. I feel like a Friday night would be great. We'll be doing this. We're gonna be eating, so get your food. Get your food to be great, be fun. I love you. I'll see you guys next time, all right?